Okay, today guys, I want to talk to you about the number one skill that nobody teaches beginning hunters. You might get into it because it looks cool. You might have this longing in your soul to get out in nature and go harvest an animal, provide meat for your family, or you just think that the chase of it all is thrilling and you want to go after it. I fall into all of those categories. But really the big things that I wanted to point out about why I think we hunt, and that is for sport. So if you like the hobby and the sport of hunting, you just want to go out there and experience the chase, that's definitely one reason to do it. The second big one is you want lean protein. So you're going out there to harvest animals to provide meat for your family. You might have this longing in your soul to be outdoors in creation and connect with God in a way that only nature can help you do, with the cold early mornings or the cold late nights, a fire burning, the snow falling, the wind blowing through the trees in complete silence, hearing the birds chirp, seeing a fish jump. Whatever it is, that might be your reason for hunting, that you want to get out and fulfill this longing that you have in your soul for the outdoors. Another reason, it's absolutely beautiful. I see some of the most beautiful things while I'm out hunting that I just would not ever see unless I was out there experiencing it for myself. I couldn't even articulate it to you because it's just that beautiful. One of the best examples I have of how beautiful it can be when we're hunting is, it was an early November morning, mid-November. It was 28 degrees, which is pretty cold here in the southeast in Georgia. And I was paddling out to a spot on some public land in my kayak, perfectly clear night or morning. It was 5 o'clock or something in the morning. It was like I could see the entire Milky Way. No clouds in the sky, perfectly calm, no wind. I get in, I'm paddling across the lake, completely silent. The only sound is the noise of my paddle stroking the water quietly. It was so bright because there was a bright moon back here behind me, but the sky was so clear and the water was so glassed out that the reflection on the lake was just as clear as looking up into the sky. And if it weren't for the horizon and my boat, I almost couldn't tell which way was up or down. And the only way I can describe it is that it felt like I was paddling through outer space because the stars were all around me. And a few times as I was going, I would just stop and put my paddle down like this, and I was just gliding through the water. And I don't know how else to describe it other than it felt like I was paddling through outer space. And you, me, no one is able to experience something like that unless you get out there and do it. Whether you know you're getting into hunting for the beautiful things that you're going to see or not, from an experienced hunter to just let you know that, man, you can see some really beautiful things that you wouldn't see otherwise. Another really big reason that we hunt is to set goals. Guys like me are high achievers. We like to have something that we're working towards. And so I take a passion that I love, like hunting, and I set a goal of killing a bigger deer than I've ever killed before. I still have a goal of killing a Pope and Young, which is 125 inches or better with a bow. For those of you that don't know, that's a whole other video we can do about how to score the rack of a buck. It's not what hunting's all about. It's not about the inches and the size of the rack. A funny line that you might hear thrown around is you can't eat the antlers, which is totally true. But we all want to have that trophy. We want to have that big rack. And the challenge of killing a big mature buck is maybe one of the most difficult things you can do on this planet. Setting a goal for yourself to get into the hobby of hunting, the lifestyle of hunting, and setting a goal to either, whether it's to kill a bigger racked buck than you've ever killed before or to kill more deer to provide meat for your family. Either way, setting goals is a great reason to get into hunting. The second part of this thing that nobody teaches beginning hunters when they're getting into it is a respect for the wildlife. When you get into hunting, it's so exciting to go out there and you see your first deer, you get your first deer within bow range, and we all want to go out and make sure that we're seeing these animals, but we want to make sure that we're respecting them. And what I mean by that is, whether we get a harvest or not, every time we see, in this case, a deer, we should respect it and take in its beauty and not get so caught up in the harvest that we don't enjoy it when a spotted fawn walks by us or a little buttonhead. As a beginning hunter, you might be like, man, I'm excited about everything that I see. So maybe this message is a little bit for the more experienced guy to kind of get back to the root of why we hunt, to enjoy every single encounter that we have with a white-tailed deer, because whether it's a little baby fawn, a spike, a 6-point, a mama doe, whatever it is, respect these animals and take in their beauty and don't lose the excitement of having an encounter with that animal. Another big part of it is to respect other hunters. So as you're getting into hunting, you might be going out and hunting public land. That's what most people do when they first get started. If you're lucky enough to have a friend or a family member there, or you lease some ground, that's great. Go hunt that. But even in those cases, still be respectful of other people that are out there trying to get a harvest just like you are and enjoying the chase. There's really no need to ever encroach in on somebody's space when they've beat you to a spot. Hunting, especially on public land, is first come, first serve. Don't be that guy that just because you know there's a good rub line or you know there's a good spot in here with a white oak dropping, whatever the case may be, that somebody's beat you to that spot and you're still sliding in there trying to get in there and hunt your spot because that's where you want to hunt. If somebody's there, man, just say, man, he beat me here, first come, first serve, and go at least a few hundred yards away, get over on another ridge or something, and don't ever purposefully encroach in on somebody just because you're trying to get a harvest and you had this, idea of where you wanted to go. Just have respect for others, because it really comes back to, if you were the first one there, you wouldn't want anybody coming in and encroaching on you. If you're set up and somebody's walking in, you can do that, but I think it's important as a beginning hunter to know that respecting other people's space, if they've beat you to a spot, is really important. Don't be that guy that comes in messing up somebody else's hunt just because you wanted to hunt that specific location. And something I like to remind myself, because when you do think you have a really good spot that nobody else knows about, one, be aware that somebody else knows about it, probably 10 other people know about it. So when you find that really good spot and somebody else is in there, you see a camera, you see the other hunter, you see his boat, you see his truck. The way that I'm able to process this mentally and do well when it comes to respecting other hunters is to just be appreciative that that guy's out here trying to kill something just as bad as I am. He's going after the thrill of the chase, probably to get some meat for his family. So rather than being all upset and self-absorbed and saying, this guy messed up my hunt, look, he's out there trying to do the same thing you are. So just have respect and honor each other when you're out there in the woods. The last main point in this video is going to be to enjoy the entire process. So the one thing that I feel like nobody teaches beginning hunters is really summed up well in a quote that I heard from Fred Bear. I'm going to paraphrase it a little bit. And it is, if you see a hunt not resulting in a harvest as a waste of time, the thrill of the chase has eluded you altogether. So every single second from the moment you close your truck door, heck, the moment you leave your house or you leave work and you're loading up and you're going out there, every second from the start to the time you get home and take all your hunting clothes off, put your bow up, put your stand up, and you go to sleep, every minute of that journey is the thrill of the chase. And if you get so caught up on the harvest that you don't enjoy the journey, because hunting can be tough. You could go hunting for weeks and weeks and weeks and not even see a deer. Depending on where you are, there's different deer densities in different places. And so it can really be easy to fall into this trap of like, oh, I didn't kill him again. I didn't kill him again. He's not showing up on camera. I didn't kill him again. And then you get to where you're not even enjoying the process. Everything from taking in the beautiful sunrise or sunset, the wind blowing through the trees, the sound of the birds, the sound of a small deer walking, finding little rubs and scrapes, every single thing. I'm going to be doing so many more videos talking about all of these certain things that go into woodsmanship and being an outdoorsman and being the most successful deer hunter that you can be, taking in all of these little things. Don't let the thrill of the chase elude you. Make sure that it's not all about the harvest. But don't be mistaken. I want to kill the biggest buck anyone has ever seen. I want to kill a 300-inch typical buck that nobody's ever even dreamed of. That's my attitude. I'm trying to kill the biggest buck in this county every single time I go hunting. So don't be mistaken that the harvest is there. I'm trying to provide meat for my family. I'm trying to kill the biggest buck ever. But I'm also very intentional about enjoying the process. So like I said, I'm going to be making a whole bunch of other videos about that. Stay tuned and keep watching in this playlist because I got a whole bunch of other videos. If you want to check out the next video in this playlist, click right here. And click the like button, click the subscribe button, and the bell notification button so that you get notified every time I release a new video. I hope this has got you excited about deer season, and I'll catch you in the next one.